Hi everybody, this is the final of, I think it's 4 videos now about a tree that I call the pagoda tree. It's the middle of March 2023 and the time has come really to be able to put this tree into a bonsai pot. I'm never really in a rush to get trees into bonsai pots, mainly because what I want to do is I need to develop the foliage, the branch structure, etc. And it's this tree is currently in a training pot. Again, if you've been following the videos, you'll notice that this tree originally was in a washing up bowl. It's not pretty, but it did the job. And I definitely advise those people who are coming this for the first time to actually have a look at the other videos leading up to this and really see how that tree has developed over a period of time. So I'm not a believer in this whole instant bonsai stuff where you suddenly take a piece of something from a garden centre, stick a bit of wire around it, place it in position, stick it in a bonsai pot and call it a bonsai. That's kind of not my thing. I really like to develop my trees over a period of time, to develop that maturity in the branches, to really get a very good root structure in there. So this tree I think has been kind of in development probably around 6 years, 7 years, something like that, which is really quite quick. There's still some density in the foliage masses that needs to take place. And certainly, again, for those people that have seen previous videos, I've been in two minds as to where I consider the front to be. I think this is now the front for 2 reasons. First of all, you've got this really interesting branch here which separates from the main trunk, and you have another one here. There's very good sort of structure leading all the way up to the top of the tree. Also, you can see the shari starting here on this side, which when originally I was going to have kind of this at the front. The reason for that is it has quite a nice Nabaria root flare down there, but I think that this really is is a much better front. So it's been to this point, and it's always exciting because we're not quite sure what's going on down here. We know that the tree has developed really, really well, so we do know that there will be a relatively good root ball down here that we're going to investigate and transfer it into a bonsai pot. This is a training pot. It's a really good one, actually. I unfortunately can't remember the name of the company in this, but it's quite nice. It's a lot stronger than a colander, and I do use colanders in developing my trees. But it's got little studs on the side for wiring the tree, giving it stability. Very, very good for developing yamadori, developing trees. It has got little holes all around here where the roots will come out, and it'll do that air pruning. When the root comes out the holes, they will shrivel and die. Therefore, you will not get sort of rings of roots. There's not been any lime sulfur been put on this yet. Really, I wanted the tree to to mature and age within the deadwood. So what will happen is I'm going to repot this right now, and I'm going to show you the 2 pots. Let's have a look at that, shall we? Put this down. So here we go. I got 2 pots here. The first one is an Ian Bailey, a beautiful little pot by Ian. It would be great to get it in this. I might struggle because it's quite small, but certainly when you look at some of the Japanese trees which are tall and thin like this, they do put them in very, very small pots. So I won't know until I've investigated the root structure on the tree whether it'll actually fit in this. I'd like to get it in this. Failing that, I picked up at the trophy a beautiful pot by René Leconte. Now, unfortunately, René passed away recently, and his wife was selling his pots at the trophy. I picked up this one. which I'm very, very pleased to be able to hopefully use this pot. Very high fired, produced in 2018 by Rene. He was a good friend of mine, very sadly missed. So as a tribute to him, it would be nice to put it in this. But if the tree does fit in the Ian Bailey, it'll go into the Ian Bailey. So let's have a look at that root ball, shall we? Now the exciting part, the element of discovery as to what's happened in this pot over the last few years. So let's just remove the wires. I say that this is actually called the pagoda tree. It's not a particular style, or recognized style anyway. I call it that because really, I could identify it when I was discussing it with friends, and also, you know, it's kind of like a pagoda, tall and thin with lots of little balconies and things. So let's see. So now the moment of truth. See what we get. Got to be careful here. We can see it's a nice solid root mass, which is good. So what I use is a chopstick to just to clear away. Let's see have a look underneath. Try picking this up. Now the Akadama's actually gone to dust, which is not so good really. So the soil mix that it's actually going to go in this time is a lot more open. So let's see, let's clear away what we've got here. Well, it's a very good root mass. Mm-hmm. It's very, very solid, which is good, which means now normally when I'm doing a potting like this, I will take at least 2/3 of the root away because we can see it's a very, very strong tree, but also you see it's got a very, very good solid root mass. Goodness me. Now my first impressions is I'm going to struggle probably to get this into that small Ian Bailey pot, simply because of the spread of these, the buttress here. I must admit, this pot that it was in has really created a very, very good open root ball. Once I've started clearing it, I don't see any very thick roots, which is good. It's just really a mat of fine roots. But if I show you there, you can see. So if anybody watching this video knows the name of the company that produces those pots, if you can put them in the comment section, that would be very nice. It would certainly help them. I can definitely recommend it. I mean, goodness me, it's done a really excellent job here. Despite the fact at the beginning of this repotting I thought it was quite solid with Akadama dust, it wasn't. It was just a very, very small base layer, so it's very open, the soil mixture still. This will definitely be able to be reused once it's dried out and sieved and all of the dust taken away from it. That's in good condition. And this is Ibuki soil, which is nice. I use it all the time. Pre-saved. Saved all that hassle. So this is, I've not done any trimming, as you know, if you continue to watch on this yet. So what I will be doing is I will be cutting this back. There's a lump here, I can feel it. I do like to use my hands to clear things out. Like I say, a chopstick is very gentle as well on the roots. What I'm doing, of course, is I'm doing it in a radial way, pulling it from the trunk outwards. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take this away and we're just going to go straight onto the top. I'll put this on the floor. So let's have a quick look at the René Lecomte pot first. And that can go in without any trimming. But what I am going to do is I'm now going to trim off quite a lot of the root. It's a beautiful spring morning here in England. And I'm just beginning to feel the warmth of the sun now. So that's the thickest root that I've cut through, not very thick at all. Will this go in the Ian Bailey pot? Who knows? Let's see. I think some of the viewers here might think that Ian Bailey is a bit on the small side, but I think it would work. So you can see we've got a good solid root mass. I'm very pleased with that. It's just what I want. Okay, so that much root has been taken off, but you can see we have a really nice solid mass. Let's have a look at the Ian Bailey pot, shall we? It's a very tight fit. I think it is just a little bit too small. It's a shame. Maybe if it was another 3 centimeters or 1.5 inches wider, it would be okay. But it's not to be. So it is going to go into the René Leconte, which I'm very happy about. So before we pot it up, you can see a nice solid root mass. We just go a little closer for you. There you go. You can see that. That's been developed over the last 4 or 5 years to get it nice and tight and close to the trunk. I'll probably be taking this off here, but you can see it's going to be, it's going to work well. So here we go. This is the pot. This has been, I believe, wood fired, hence the reason why it's got such an amazing color on it. There are two sides to this. This is a slightly darker side, which is the side that I'm going to have as the front of the pot, the front of the tree. I've got a piece of mesh which I'm going to be putting in here to keep the soil in place, and I'll be putting wire through these. What I won't be doing, I'll be putting them one here, one here, one here, one here. So I use as well a reuse wire for the hole, drainage holes. Small loop. I must have made hundreds of these, thousands of these over the years, so it's second nature to me. So checking the size is good, which it is. Get the mesh in place. And fold it over on the other side. There we go. So that's now in place, which is good. Now, so far as the wire is concerned, to secure the tree into the pot, I'm using aluminium. First off, I don't skimp on this, because there's nothing worse than cutting your wire short. What I want is a sharp shoulder there. So I'm measuring this so I can get a good, I don't want to bulge underneath, you see, so let's have a look. Yep, that looks good. So you can see it sits nice and flat. So that's one. I don't think this is going to be long enough, so we need to get some more wire. Again, put a sharp bend in it. measure. There we go. So that's 2 and 1 more to go. Finally, come on. There we go. So that's our pot prepared, ready for wiring in. So that one will wire to this, etc., etc. Nice and firm. It's actually 2.5 millimeter copper. It's much better to use a slightly thicker wire to keep it in place. There's no point in putting something very thin on that really won't hold the tree, because at the end of the day, this is a tall tree, and certainly needs to be held in place well. So that's the tree prepared. Let's put our soil mixture in now. This is a mix from Ibuki, which I've just brought down from my nursery because I'm actually at my studio in my garden. I've come outside because it's sunny, which is quite nice. So I'm going to put the first. So this is not, ignore the bag. This is not pure akadama. This is a very open mix. So we make a pile in the middle, like so. Let's tip it so you can see it. So there we go. And we take our tree. Now remember, I wanted the front. So let's make sure I get the front that I want, which is that one. So I'm going to do it so you get to see the front, exactly as I'm hoping it will come together. Now I wanted this to be able to see this, so what we should do, push these wires back slightly so they don't get in the way. And then we slowly tease the tree down. There we go. Okay, so let's make sure that the tree is vertical, and that is the front as we want it. Excuse my, yep, just a little bit that way. There we go. Okay, so ready to certainly wire the tree in position. Unfortunately, there's a hole through the middle, which I can utilize. So push the wire through. I get my pliers to pull and just gently pull it down. Let's do the next one, which will be here and through the hole. I need to cut that short. Pull it tight. That's not so bad. So the final one will come around through the hole and over the side here to hold this down. So I need to pull this around the back. So, is it upright is the question, or should it be more like this? If that's the case, we need to put some excuse me, I'm going to take over your position. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So let's put some more soil in. Notice I haven't cut the long lengths off yet, because what I will be doing is I'll be teasing this soil down between all the gaps, and at that point I will tighten up those wires. Okay, so now really is getting into all those small holes around the root base. Make sure there are no air pockets. This is very, very important. I'm just discarding some of the larger lumps, we don't need those. Not so bad. Right, I'm going to tighten these up more. Right, there we go. Should be able to lift it. So it does fits very well in this pot and is secured nicely in the pot. So what I will now do is I will cut short those long lengths of the wire. There we go. A little bit more sorry, a little bit more soil required. Once again, if you've seen one of my previous videos, I have this uncanny knack of having the exact amount of soil ready for when I'm repotting. There we go. So that's the tree in its new home. René Lecomte pots from Belgium. Purchased this year, 2023, at the Trophy in Belgium. Let's just put this soil on the surface. Okay, the next thing I do is to give this a good watering. It will stay in protected because we can still get a few frosts here in the UK. So we're in mid-March at the moment. We can even get frost right up to May time, so which is 2 months away. But what I now do is I actually put a layer of sphagnum moss quite deep on here, just to create that humidity around the tree. I will not be doing any work on the top, at least for till the middle of summer, something like that. As I say, a little bit more filling out here and here, but let me go and get the sphagnum moss. It's live stuff that is really fabulous. I put this on before I water because it holds the soil in place as well. But this will get a watering of liquid seaweed. You can see this is live sphagnum moss, which is super stuff. Okay, not pretty, but it doesn't matter at this stage. Let's get this tree established. Let's get it happy. So let's get it watered, if I can find my watering can. Can't find the watering can, so thank you for watching. That's the pagoda tree, Taxus baccata, collected about 10 years ago, and fitting very nicely in this pot. Future, possibly a smaller pot. Like I say, the Ian Bailey pot, this one was super. I really liked it, but it was just far too tight for the next stage of this tree. One of the things we do, certainly in the UK, is we tend to overpot our trees, really, because we're a little bit frightened that they won't survive if we put them in a pot that's too small. This was too small. It wasn't giving any room for further growth, root development, whereas this pot has, and the depth of this pot is ideal. So thank you for watching. I'm going to go and find my watering can.